Alrighty then.
Hello and welcome to the Carbitrage Podcast, episode
We're starting.
128. I am Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Siniski and
Hello,
Jenna.
hello.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Ryan Stafford.
Hello, Puppet. Anyway,
Oh,
Was
governor.
that just a...
doesn't
are
matter.
you making Pirates of the Caribbean references?
What are we not? Is maybe the question I would ask back.
Do, 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 do,
No.
do.
How long has that been happening for?
Who knows? Uh-oh. Should we start telling jokes?
Stream, hold on just a moment, please.
Okay. So, I hit a really big road buckle yesterday in my Mazda 5. I'm pretty sure I annihilated what was left of my rear strut, so I definitely need rear struts again. Minnesota roads kind of suck.
Elephants think humans are cute.
That's true. I learned that Paula, Devo's girlfriend who's in town for Josh Shannon's wedding, she's from Mallorca, so the only reason you go to Mallorca is to get pneumonia, apparently, or visit her.
Jesus Christ.
So now I've got a reason to go get myself some pneumonia. Are we recording again?
We're not yet. I'm going to, and I don't know where it cut out.
So, but we've been recording off of Twitch, though, right?
Yeah, but when this dies, the audio dies.
Oh.
Like the Twitch audio does?
Everything goes through this.
Oh, balls. Should we just mulligan? We're only 5 minutes in.
Nah, let's just recover everything briefly.
Well, well, let's just mulligan because you don't know how long it's been. So, and there's
I'm gonna keep an eye on that because
we're 5 seconds into it,
Well, I just started it again.
and I see that LED is flickering a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I hope that doesn't die. The backlighting's usually off, which is why I wasn't looking at it. But
Yep,
if we
it's-
watch
it's
this,
still-
as long as we see level there, we should be okay.
Okay, cool.
Huh.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, well, welcome to
It's
Carbitrage.
I'm sure there'll be something from the beginning of the episode. But yeah, 128, if not. And topic number 1 is covering Toyota's new small car vehicle platform.
Yes, the GAB platform. Small overhangs. Really, they moved the front seat almost to dead center in the car. So it's actually really cool. It's got a lot of makings to make a great hot hatch.
I'm excited. I mean,
even
Toyota makes excellent small cars. They always have.
And this is them really just getting better.
Knocking it out of the pack.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say though was, even if they had like a really good like automatic that's like responsive, about as responsive as you can get with an automatic, they could still sell a lot of them. I feel like something like that would actually really hype up and get a lot more people interested in small cars again.
Yeah.
Is if you made a great one
I think
and you
making
marketed it.
fuel expensive again is going to do that more than...
Yeah.
That's true. But, I mean, the other thing is millennials don't have a lot of money still. And we're kind of getting to a point where we're beginning to be like, all right, I want to do something with my life at this point. So, I think...
Yeah, but millennials are really good at taking on debt to finance their new F-150s.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. But that's not having fun. That's just being more in debt.
It's being a surrender monkey. Yeah.
But no, I feel like this would be a really, really great car if they have the bones to it.
Can they make one that's just this with an engine in it? Because that'd be pretty cool.
Sure, you
and
could.
maybe some wheels and tires.
And then you can sell it to coach builders.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that'd actually be really cool.
I want to see...
Coach built Yaris.
yeah.
That'd be amazing.
I want to see what Duncan Pittaway can do with one of these.
What coach builder would you want to
Oh,
build your
man.
Yaris? Zagato, I'm sure, could make a great Yaris. It's something really
Can you
just
imagine how odd that would look?
it'd be
Zagato
so weird.
Yaris.
Zagato
Oh,
Yaris
man.
would be hilarious because they could totally go back to their 1950s designs where they had the curvy windows and everything.
I would say like, oh yeah. I mean, Zagato is probably a pretty good
It
option
would
because
look
right
like
now they've
it
got
look
a
like
little
a
bit of an
four-wheeled
angle.
Nobe.
A what?
Nobe.
Oh no, yeah.
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 It would look like a four-wheel version of that. But yeah, no, I think Zagato would be a really good one. It's the first thing that comes to mind.
Bertone would be interesting. It'd probably be super ugly, but
Bertone, I think, would ruin it.
it's because they would put a rectangular body on a modern vehicle chassis.
No, just Bertone's really weird when they're not doing a wedge-shaped sports car. However, I will say that Giorgetto Giugiaro is still
Ooh,
around,
yeah.
and I think Giorgetto he made the Daewoo Lanos actually look cool, not be cool, but look cool. So if he can make a Lanos look cool, he can make anything look cool.
I
So-
think he's the magic touch that all
I
cars
think
need.
Giorgetto would be the man for the job, like realistically.
I just love his last name,
Giorgetto Giugiaro.
Giugiaro. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
just
great
like
name.
it's like honey.
I'm really really excited for this. Yeah, this is the new version of it. So they've been using the same kind of platform for their global architecture since 2015 in their cars.
Okay, which is not that old, but I
No,
guess in car terms,
but
it's
they've
pretty old.
they've not they haven't ever done it on the small cars. So the Yaris is the CT200H, which are also the new CT200H is going to be based off this platform.
I mean, good, but I mean, the
If you scroll down here, they actually list the
Hybrids.
other ones that they are going to be
let me
included
get the
with
cursor
this
up
platform.
there. Okay, so yeah, Yaris.
Yeah, Yaris, and then the CT200H.
Ooh, that's what I want. I want that cart.
That's
It's just got
like
wheels
that.
and tires on it. Yep.
some
And I want the
bumpers.
bumpers to be blue like that too.
Just like that with red
Yep,
with
blue
red
dash
struts.
bar. Yep.
That'd be great. Here,
It'd be
scroll
super
down
cool.
one more time.
All right, yeah. It's a garbage BMW ad there. Bulldog-like stance, cab rearward design.
Oh yeah, here
There we
we go.
go.
So it's going to be the Prius, the Lexus UX, the CHR.
And the Corolla.
Oh, sorry, it's a GAC. The GAB would be even more compact.
But I'm guessing that this is a modular platform, right?
Yep.
So where they can stretch it and
Yeah,
do all this.
they can play with it, but this would be more or less how their small cars are going to be, and it's great. I'm really excited about that.
Oh, here we go. Variable height.
Uh,
Optimized steering wheel position.
I feel
Low
like-
hip point. Low century of gravity.
Yeah, and I think the low hit point's a great thing.
Yeah, which
that
H
means-
point, I've actually never heard it written out as hip point before. Now I know what that means. That is what I learned today.
Yeah. Now all that somebody has to do is build a Yaris hatch drift car. That's what somebody said.
This is going to be, just put I mean, there's no motor in it yet, so just throw that in the back.
Yeah,
It'll be perfect.
it's a great car. I'm really excited for
I
it.
like things cut in half porn.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really good. Also, I think all McPherson struts should be red with yellow springs.
Yeah.
Yes.
That looks really cool.
Looks pretty neat.
It looks like a Coney Sport with like yellow springs. I don't know
It
who
makes
does
me
yellow
hungry
springs.
because those are the two most.
Delicious colors.
Yeah, they are.
They are very delicious colors.
McDonald's market research has helped us here.
Yes,
so.
they have.
Yes.
But yeah, also the steering wheel position, they optimize it to be sportier, which is huge. So it's not going to drive like a Model T.
That's
Straight up.
That's always a goal.
what was that motion?
But have you ever seen like 1920s Model Ts? They point 90 degrees up from
It
the
just
floor?
looks like you're Dutch ruddering two people with your motion. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know it.
Oh man.
Come
I also just
Palooza.
realized that topic number 2 is YouTube. Oops.
Wait, am I topic number 2 as well?
Yeah, you are.
Oh shit.
Keep talking,
That's
Ryan.
fine.
Well, no, I guess I can do that. I can talk for more than 2 minutes at a time.
We know.
All right, topic number 2. What collector car do you think people give the least shit about? The answer may surprise you. Before you
Well-
click the ad, what do you think it is?
Okay, well, how do we define a collector car? Because that varies from person to
25
person.
years
You're just
or
talking
older.
old?
I'm talking something that's actually followed by Haggerty as a car. where
C3
there's
Corvette.
The C3 Corvette?
Yep.
If I did not know any better, as much as this isn't correct, I feel like the Oldsmobile Trofeo would be at the least, but obviously it's more desirable than anything on this list because it's
Oh, the
not on there.
Trofeo I would take 10 of over a C3 Corvette.
The Trofeo is actually kind of cool car. It's got flip-up headlights. Shannon, what do you think the least cared about collector car is? The one where nobody can even bother to give a shit. Is
I
it a
don't-
Cadillac Elante?
Well, what about a Cimarron? No, because that's actually
There's
kind of cool.
so many cars that people just could not care anything about.
That's
Just
about-
what
yeah.
would you put your money on being the number
I
one?
assume. Well, no, people like Japanese cars.
Yeah, what's like
now.
20 to 25 years old that like some people are like super enthused about and own just for collectability? And it's just
A Chevy Beretta.
yeah, like a GTZ.
I have to say, because like I was gonna say a Japanese car, but now those are more
Desirable,
in favor.
yeah.
So it's got to be an American car.
It has to be American. It has to be American from the 90s, obviously.
yeah.
like an F-body V6 or
Oh,
something.
gross.
You know, there's people that bought those brand new and they just mothballed them.
Well, we
There's
should scroll
so
down to
many
the
choices.
list.
Well,
Not-
let me open the capture here.
it has a
So here
Buick
we go.
Riata on the cover, which may or may not be the number one, because historically it's not always been the number one. But let's go down to this list. This is Haggerty's 25 slowest appreciating cars list. The Sunbeam Tiger ended up
Is
on
this
that
the
list.
list?
No, scroll down. There's an actual bulleted list. There you
Okay,
go.
all right, perfect.
Number one by a mile
Is the Buick Riata.
the Buick Riata. So you have to understand that 9 out of 10, these numbers are based off the percentage of people who have been calling about insurance quotes,
Okay.
Okay.
what
Oh,
sales
interesting.
numbers have been at auctions, and
Okay.
where they've been relative to this time last year.
Okay.
And then they actually do a lot
So
of
there's some
number crunching.
metrics in this.
Yeah, this is actually surprisingly accurate for cars. I mean, if you look at what this list looks like, yeah, you're right. And also, you said C3 Corvette,
Yep.
7th on that list.
Wow.
I think-
Tied with the
Why am
58.
I
It's a
seeing
three-way
so
tie.
many
Yeah.
Mercedes up here though?
Because a lot of these Mercedes are the ones that just like blew up in price, like about this time last year,
okay.
and now all the people that really want them can't afford them.
Okay.
So if you look, you have the Pagoda, like is right there. It's all over this list.
It's
the
an
Pagoda.
incredibly valuable car, so I see why it would be slowly
Yeah.
appreciating more slowly.
Yep. So it's kind of stagnating. So,
Yeah.
and then the
Same thing with
280
the 911 Turbo.
That one's just like hit a wall.
I guess we should probably go in order
But
so
when we,
our audio listeners
yep.
can.
So the top 5 are, number 1 is the Buick Riata. Then second place is the 67 through 71 Mercedes 280 SE.
Sure. So the short wheelbase S-Class, essentially. Yep.
Short wheelbase S-Class. 63 to 71 230 SL, the Pagoda.
That's Pagoda.
Yep.
But specifically the 230, not the 280.
Yeah, the 230 is smaller engine Pagoda. The 68 to 71 Lincoln Continental Mark III.
Is that the 4-door suicide convertible
No,
vintage?
that's the biggest of the biggest Continental Mark series cars.
Okay.
So it's the 3rd generation Continental. That car is absolutely massive. I think the reason why that one is stagnating so much is because its competition, the later 70s ones, are so much cheaper than that one is. Because that one
Okay.
actually looks kind of good.
Okay.
The later 70s ones are just so much cheaper. It's like, why would you not buy a Mark IV?
There's, I think it's an earlier 60s one is the one I'm thinking of, like the Entourage car.
Yeah, you're thinking of the Kennedy car.
I like that car.
Yeah, that one's great.
It's a beautiful car.
This one has the same design language. It's
Okay.
really nice. And then, 75 to 80 MGB. That's the plastic bumper MG.
Yep.
There's no reason you should ever want to buy that. You are wrong if you think that's a good car.
Boomers.
Yeah, boomers.
Boomers. That's that car. That car is a boomer.
Finger guns are pointing at you.
But we should note that the Continental, the MGB, and the Turbo 930 are all tied for 3rd place, slowest appreciating car. The Porsche 911 Carrera Turbo 930 is it's tied
Yeah,
up
so the
there.
Gen 1
Yeah, the 76, the
911
89.
Turbo.
Yeah,
Which is, it's interesting that they lumped those together because there were 2 very significant updates in the 930 Turbo's lifespan.
It's just the entire 930 everything.
Right, because like the first year had a 4-speed transmission, which was garbage.
Yeah.
And then they also updated it before the end of it, I think, to the G80 or whatever. So I think there were power bumps and there were transmission changes.
Yeah,
And
they
they're all
were
very
they
significant.
still didn't help. And
No,
I think
no.
that's a really important thing is the fact that it's just the 930 across the board.
Right.
It's just the fact that the Porsche bubble is bursting. It wasn't sustainable.
Right. Yeah, we did see the values come down a bit, and now they're really stagnated.
Yeah,
but they're
and
still
that's-
very high.
And that's the thing. This is a sign of stagnation and people not going out of their way to
It's
get
a
it.
good time to buy an air-cooled 911.
Yes. And then the 5859 Ford Fairlane.
Is that the
That's the active
retractable
roof.
one?
Yep, that's active roof one.
Yeah, my
Those ones
maternal
again,
grandfather had one. It was cool.
super expensive for what they are.
Yeah.
Just that's a lot.
Not
of
a
these
great
are.
car. Yeah, super cool.
And then the C3 Corvette of all C3 Corvettes, it sucks.
I'm really glad that's on that list.
Yeah, that car deserves to be on that list in perpetuity.
Seriously, that's just a
The
talk about
97,
another boomer.
the 97 to 05 NSX.
That's kind of surprising, but I think it's another one of those like the Porsche 911 where it got really expensive.
I think the other thing is that the flip-up headlights are a lot more endearing. The flip-up headlight cars are just a lot more endearing. I
They
think.
are, yeah.
But then this list is not necessarily a bad thing. 'Cause there's also some great cars in this list. Not this one though. The 65 to 70 Cadillac DeVille. I understand why that's up there. That's
Yeah.
a boomer car.
Yep.
46 to 48 Fleetmaster. That's probably the coolest pre-muscle car era Chevy you could get.
I mean, everything is subjective, certainly.
No, they make really good lowriders. They're extremely popular in the lowrider community.
Cool.
And then the Shoebox Mercury.
Yeah, 46 to 50 on Merc.
Yep, Shoebox Mercury, car killed James Dean. 58 to 61 Austin Healey Frog Eye Sprite.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is one of my favorite cars, and all British cars are just tanking in value, and I'm 100% okay with that.
Yep.
Because that makes every single
More
one
affordable.
more affordable. Yep,
Yep.
I want one. This one sucks for me because I'm still trying to sell one of these, the 77 to 88 924. Fuck me. This car, it's like I've been trying to give it away. People just,
I
cannot
love
get it
reading
sold.
the messages he gets
Oh,
on
no.
Facebook
Yeah.
for it.
Well, I
It's
tried to sell a
so
924 as
funny.
well, and I am sure I got very similar messages.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just hear a bing and then I see that it's from Marketplace and I just kind of like get real snoopy.
And it's like, what's your lowest price?
Yeah.
And I just say, that's not how haggling works. End of conversation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
So my other guess for a car was the Cadillac Elante.
Oh, yeah. And they're putting both the 4.9 and the North Star vintages together.
All of them are there because
Yep.
nobody cares about the Elante.
No, as they shouldn't.
Yeah, no, it's not a car to care about. You are not wrong for not caring about the Elante. and that is
Interesting. Look at the next
15th
one.
place. And then also the C1 Corvette.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
kind of a
they're
boomer
really
era,
inflated.
so-
They're really that was the
Yeah.
ultimate boomer car.
They are, and they drive so terribly.
Yeah, and I think that it's also noteworthy that they don't specify which one. It's across the board again.
Right. Yeah, I
Just
mean,
all
like,
of them are.
the difference between like a 53 and a 58 in value, huge.
Oh, massive.
But
massive.
yeah, it's kind of cool to see this kind of lumped together.
Yeah, because I do really want a 53. Or actually, I want a 54 because it still looks like 53, but it's got V8 then.
I would take that terrible blue flame engine. I don't even care. I would
Yeah,
do some hood things to
all,
it. Though.
all I want are just the mesh headlight covers. That's all I care about.
But you may as well get the 6-cylinder because they drive so poorly.
They're all terrible. Yeah, every single one's gonna be awful.
Like the 58 4-speed car is the one to get if you actually want a C1, but you don't want a C1.
No, you just don't.
Yeah, it's pretty, but nah. Anyway,
So tied with the C1 is the 55 to 58 Eldorado. That's shocking because that's probably the ultimate 50s car. But
Yeah.
well,
also,
just because it was like the ultimate, the Cadillac.
well, not only that, it was the ultimate Cadillac, and they were hand built, and they were pretty amazing cars. They're also $100,000 car these days, so
Oh
it
my
makes
God.
sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this list I feel like is either undesirable stuff or stuff that already appreciated.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's stuff that like you just can't get for that money. Like it's undesirable for its price.
Right.
And one of those things, this one actually surprised me, was the Datsun Roadster.
Whoop, 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 sorry.
Not all the way
Overshot it.
down.
There we go.
But the 63 to 70 Datsun Roadster. Burr, you need to calm down, dude.
Whoa.
All right, scroll up.
This,
Stop.
I'm
stop
seriously
right there.
okay.
Don't touch anything. The 63 to 70 Datsun Roadster. That one's shocking to me. The 1500, 1600, and the 2000s. Those have all been really, really cheap, convertible, fun cars. And I think my theory on why these are going down, these are not increasing in price, is all the MGs and stuff, the ones that people know,
Yeah.
those are getting to a point where they're even in price. And people are willing to take the hit on reliability to get the one that they know.
Yeah. Or it's, I mean, to go along that, the car that they know is the British one.
Yeah.
Nobody knows about these Datsuns.
Yeah, these Datsuns are amazing cars.
Yeah,
Like, that's
so-
actually one of my favorite cars from the 1960s because they have a racing pedigree that beats Austin Healey for sure.
Their automotive history is fraught with stories like this of the superior car not getting any notoriety.
Yeah.
The Mercedes 190. Yeah.
There's that. There's the Z32 300ZX.
Yep.
There's, I mean, just a ton of them, but
Yeah.
probably a bunch of like pre-war ones too. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, just knowing things that people would know off the top of their head.
Right.
Like right now.
especially like given an era like the early Japanese import cars like this.
Well, the 355 like you had for
Yep.
a while was.
That's kind
Was
of
that-
justified, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
That car is
compared
really
to
hard
the
to
later
service.
cars.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That are worth more, like, for no reason at all.
Now the early cars are worth more.
Well, I mean, for a while, like, the 360 Spider you could get for
Right.
more than your, like, what?
Yeah, it was just when those were new.
Yeah.
So, okay.
But yeah, anyway, continuing on, the 64, 65 Mercury Comet, that was one of the better muscle cars, also highly desired muscle car. And then Sunbeam Beam Tiger, another example of a more desirable car.
British car.
Well, that was a competitor to the Shelby.
Right, the
the AC Cobra.
Yeah, because it was just a tiny car with a giant V8 stapled into it.
Yeah, and this one just never had that notoriety. A lot of people knew about him.
I think the Tiger is fairly well known.
The Tiger also had a really big bump in popularity about 3 years ago because it appeared in Forza games and a lot of classic car reviewers were talking about them. There's a lot of hype around him, but since then the hype's kind of gone away. I think a lot of people have forgotten about it again.
And that's people are very much
It's
out of
Do-
sight, out of mind.
Yeah, it's like Doctor Who, where like there's something ridiculous happen in the timeline, and then the next episode nobody's gonna remember that happening. And the way of writing
It's like
around
Family
that,
Guy. You have to write around nothing changing at
Yeah.
the end of the episode.
yeah. And so the thing is, like in Doctor Who, like Doctor Who always says, "Oh, humans are just easy to forget everything. They never remember anything." That's true. That's a good point.
No, you're not wrong.
But yeah, 6870 Roadrunner, another car that's just way too expensive for what it is.
Yep.
56 to 62 MGA. Now
British
that
car.
one is surprising because that is probably the most iconic, other than the Austin Healey 3000.
Sure. Yeah.
In which, note that the Austin Healey 3000 hasn't been on this. It's been the 4-cylinder British Roadsters. that have been dominating this list, really, and muscle cars. So I think the 6-cylinder British cars are the ones that if you own a British car and you're worrying if you should shit your pants right now,
Yeah.
anybody that owns 6 cylinders, don't worry. If you own a 4-cylinder,
With
get
the
out of it
exception
now.
of maybe a US spec TR6 with the 2.6.
Oh, those are never worth anything, so it doesn't have anything to lose.
Right.
That's not on this list.
But since they're worth less, it's easier to have the percentage difference of gain and loss on the
That's
list.
true.
Like
That's
this.
a very good point. Because I mean, if $10
Yeah, do
matters
not
a
buy
lot
one
more.
of them.
Yeah, never
At
buy
$10 on that car is like 50%.
Yeah, it's
So
yeah, the 64 Ford Galaxy, Andrew Chase's car. Those
yep.
are going down. That's
not necessarily going down, but slowly appreciated.
yeah, they're not appreciated as they should be. But that's another great thing. I think cars like that becoming affordable are going to get more millennials into cars, and more importantly
Into
than
old
millennials.
cars.
Not more importantly than millennials, but Gen Zers. Because we're kind of a lost cause. With the Gen Zers, the next generation after us. Yeah.
The damage has already been done. It's like dropping your child once. Like, you're just going to have to work around it now.
Yeah,
for
but
the rest of your life.
Gen Zers, I think, are going to make it cool again.
Yeah, we haven't dropped them yet.
No, and I think I've seen a lot more Gen Zers that are excited about cars.
Yeah.
Paula's friend, she's 17, and she was all excited about all the sports cars and everything.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
During car shows, people walking through here, like,
It's the kids get
there's
excited.
a lot of very knowledgeable, very young people.
Yeah, I think, well, it's because we grew up with the recession and not having a lot of cool stuff
And they
happening.
grew up with the answer to any question at their fingertips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they can find all the weird stuff.
Exactly.
Like for us, like when we were growing up,
We
if
had
you
car
weren't
magazines.
if you weren't into supercars until
Yeah.
Fast and Furious, you were screwed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had Sport Compact Car Magazine and just other
Yeah.
car It was car mags for me, really.
Yeah, but I mean, like it was one of those things where it's like unless you went out and looked for it. Whereas like a Gen Z, you hop on Instagram, like there's a high likelihood of you just scrolling through Instagram that you're gonna find. Well, rap music today, like you see rappers rolling around in like '80s Toyota Celicas, and like Tyler the Creator has only owned E30s.
Yeah.
So the pop culture is a
And,
lot cooler cars now.
That is true.
Lil Wayne has.
Yeah, he's got some weirdly
Yeah.
good taste in cars.
But then you get people like, what's the smelly rapper that just bought a Bugatti?
Oh, Post Malone.
Yeah, that one. Then you
Yeah.
get things like that.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, so moving on, the 61 to 64 Cadillac Series 62, another,
Meh.
yeah,
Just huge land
massive
barge.
car. I can't say anything really great about it.
500 cubic inches of meh.
Yeah, that car doesn't do a lot for me. And not only that, it's all entirely bespoke to Cadillac.
Of course. Oh yeah, this
The
is back in the
Cadillac-
era of the GM where like nobody shared parts.
Well, not with Cadillac. But it's not like a big block Chevy
Nope.
or a big block GM.
Even like,
Cadillac.
Pontiac, they had a different big block. Cadillac had a different big block. Chevy had a unique
But
big block.
the thing is that the Pontiac and the Chevy ones, they had the same block, and it was different heads. The Cadillac, the block and everything was different. It was 100% different in every way.
I don't think that's right. I'm pretty sure you can't swap heads on a Pontiac small block and a Chevy small block.
I know at least with the 305s from the 80s you could. And those are
Yeah,
really
well, yeah,
those
80s,
those
yes.
are well
I'm
no,
talking
but
70s.
those are very close to the Tri-5s and stuff. But anyway,
Anyway,
so-
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Digression is a good and bad thing at the same time. I suppose.
Anyway, the 65 through 80 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, the Grey Poupon car.
Again, a bunch of meh.
Yeah, I think
I don't really care.
unless you have a car that makes you feel something, it's not going to be doing well.
My
And
favorite
these-
one of those was the one on the smoking tire, where the guy put like a turbocharger on the Rolls motor and then put a manual in it from like a Power Struck pickup. I'm like, yeah, this is good.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 66 to 67 Fairlane, yeah, that one's getting
Makes
hosed.
sense.
67 to 73 Valiant also makes sense. I
Add that to the list of cars I'm surprised has any value to begin with.
yeah,
Yeah.
Plymouth is historically outside of the Hemi Cudas. There's never or like the Hemi Cudas and the Superbirds.
The big block Mopars, I mean,
Yeah, like
like Chargers
Plymouth
are
is-
valuable.
well, no,
Cougars are
no, no. I'm
valuable.
talking about Plymouth in
Oh,
particular.
Oh, right.
If you have ever wanted to get into a 50s car or
Mm-hmm.
anything, you get a Plymouth because this is the cheapest option to get into because nobody wants them
Yep.
ever.
Yep.
And whenever you get one, like everybody that doesn't know about cars goes, "Oh wow, look at that pretty Plymouth." Everybody that goes, "Oh, it's a Plymouth."
I was watching like one of those really old-timey international speak videos on YouTube when they announced the first Plymouth.
Yeah.
Like, look at the luxurious ride quality of the Plymouth. the cheapest car at its price point to have shock absorbers. Or something like that. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, shock absorbers.
And then also, this one's weird. The 2008 to present Dodge Challenger, that one's even on there, but they have so many weird trim levels.
You can't insure one of those with Haggerty. Why is it on here?
You can. The special edition ones.
I guess if there's fewer than 500 produced in a year,
Yeah. It's like
what editions of that exist other than the Demon?
Yeah, basically the Demon.
Okay.
The Demon.
Except for maybe like the Hellcat Red Eye?
Yeah, stuff like that. But, like, nobody cares about that. Like, that's another bro car. What we're seeing a lot of is
That's a weird one.
A lot of cars are very expensive. A lot of cars that do anything for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of cars are very bro.
Yeah.
And that's what is...
The last one sure capped the bro cherry.
Well, that's the thing, is that's what's not appreciating. If you want to have a collector car, if you want to speculate in a collector car,
Yeah.
what you do is you go look at that car with your hipster friend. Because you know what I have not seen a single one of on here?
What?
Volvos,
True.
Saabs, weird old Toyotas. Like,
Yeah.
the hipster
They're the cars that change hands silently.
Yeah. But, like, that's the thing is, like, the hipster cars...
That's actually a good point. It's collector cars that trade hands before you ever have an opportunity to list them for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Stuff like that. Because like
Volvo
you look at
242s and
you look at like Amazon P1800. You look at
Yep.
E30 M3s. You look at 2002s. Like the amount of those that trade hands before there's ever an ad written
yeah,
is
that's very true.
staggeringly high.
Yeah,
So
it's
if
almost
if
all
you
of them.
got yeah,
Ooh, a good rainy day car, a Volvo Amazon.
That would be another good
Yep.
rainy day car. You came up with the one from our last episode.
The
when
Pagoda.
The Pagoda, yes.
yeah, I was gonna retroactively change my decision to a Mercedes Pagoda.
All right.
Even a 230 or 280, I don't care.
By the way, if you want to buy something from the 50s, great.
Go on this list.
Wait another year. Let them fall a little bit more.
Yeah,
And
and
just
then
get it for free.
reconsider, please.
Yeah, then get it for free. But anyway, so that is our list of the slowest appreciating cars.
Yeah, I'm
The cars
surprised
that
by a
nobody
lot of
cares about.
that, and I'm not surprised by a lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of it is surprising at face value, but then you think
It is,
about it and you
right.
go, okay. Like the Datsun's the one that
Right, you
gets
ponder
me.
it for a second, like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. I
You're
kind of
like,
get
okay.
why that is what it is.
Like it falls in with other ones. Because at the same time, everybody's realizing that they're so far removed from the other ones. And then the thing is like if a lot of people like get those early dots and roadsters,
Yeah.
they get them because they can't get a 510.
Right.
But at the same time, you can also get 70s dots in where you have like power steering
There's
and
always,
like modern stuff. So
Like, you don't have a dream car. You've got, like, a list of, like, progressively optimistic goals.
I've got my list of cars I will never say no to. That's what I call it.
All right.
The Mazda 5 was on that list.
Yeah.
That's
the
why I have
manual
it.
Mazda 5
Yes.
is on that list.
Manual, not an automatic.
That's a
I
very
actually
important
specified
distinction.
manual
yes.
in mine.
Yes. But it's
Anyway,
worth clarifying.
Let's talk about your boring
Yeah.
vehicle.
So talking about boring boomer era vehicles, I want to talk about a boring, soon to be probably turning into a reality vehicle, Nissan, who is already 1 foot
Those
in the
wheels
grave,
are too big.
one on a banana peel, has told us they're going to make another crossover, which is going to be electric, which I guess is kind of cool. It's supposed to have a 300-mile range, which is cool. It's going to have DC QC, which is cool. However, it looks like a Lamborghini Anus mixed with a long-range Leaf.
Hey, actually, there's one really cool throwback thing.
The four-spoke wheels?
Can you bring up the 280ZX swastika wheel?
Oh, jeez. Should I actually Google that?
Yes, that's what it's called. In images. That is
Oh,
totally a modern 280ZX swastika.
it really is. Wow.
That's-
Those wheels are actually called...
Swastikas.
Dude, that is really...
That's the aftermarket name for them.
That is...
Well, look at it.
That's retronym.
Yeah, that's its retronym.
I mean, you're right, I guess, but wow. Yeah, you're right. That is
that looks just like the swastika.
that
It's a
is
modern swastika.
That's just a 20-inch swastika.
It even has the little hook.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
So here's an anti-Semitic car from a company that makes nothing good. But I guess in a sense I'm looking forward to it because it means that they're going to be making more vehicles with giant battery packs, which I can harvest in the future to make performance EV swaps.
Another thing, they got rid of that stupid flying roof thing.
Yeah, I mean this looks. Don't get me wrong, it looks way better than most of
Why
their
is that one part
CUVs right
red?
now.
Of the wheel?
Because they have to make it edgy
Oh,
Okay.
you need
to
be able
appeal to
yeah.
Gen Zs and all that kind of stuff.
No, they
Okay.
aren't. Millennials.
Millennials, fine, whatever. So, yeah, 5 seconds 0 to 60, 300-mile range. Impressive specs. It's kind of fast, CCS, DCQC, but, like, just give us more cars. Like, I don't want your CUV.
The
It looks
CV kind
like
of sucks.
a
This is
gross
the most
BMW
meh
X2.
piece of, like, news. I couldn't find anything good this week, so
Really?
I'm
There's
covering
nothing
this.
else?
I mean, I look at my usual places. During the week, like the first episode, 127, I found a lot of good stuff and just put it in there throughout the week or whatever, but this is just like, meh.
You don't have anything else to talk about?
No, this is just like sweeping up the crap on the floor,
How do you feel
dumping it
about...
in the trash.
I just got to find something else to talk about that's other than this, because this is just so boring.
Got
How do you
swastika wheels.
feel about Underglow making a comeback?
I don't
No.
like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like Underglow. I didn't like it back in the day. I don't like it now.
Well, Jana, why don't you like Underglow?
Because they always make it flash.
That's true. I think if it's a static color. Well, we were looking at that.
The
those two
black Mark
Supras.
IV Supra,
Those two Supras that
Yeah.
did Underglow. The white one with all the colors.
that was
That was-
strobing like crazy.
That was stupid.
Also, that car like clapped.
That was a terrible.
That was the worst manual Mark IV Super Turbo I've ever seen in my life.
And then if you connect it, Adam.
Oh, let's talk
Chaw's-
about Cars and Craft.
Yeah, if you look next at Adam Chaw's Supra,
Yeah, this is much cleaner.
and that used Underglow correctly because you didn't see it hanging down, taped up.
I mean, it's parked in a car show parking lot, turned on, not moving. So yes, in that sense, you're using Underglow correctly. That's all it's supposed to be used for. I still don't like it. Why?
Well, there's a lot of things I can ask why about.
Well, yeah, but like, what?
Why
does
do you
it, what
have
does it gain you?
M-Technic door handles or your?
Because it looks like a Sport Evolution on the outside, so you just get all that stuff. Like, there's no factory Mark IV Supra with Underglow.
That's true.
I don't know. Like, what's the point? Why not just park your car and just go have a beer?
I think it's a nostalgic thing.
Nostalgic back to 2001.
It's 20 years, dude. That's nostalgic.
I mean, I still remember Checo Auto Parts. They had the big fluorescent Underglow
Yeah.
kits sitting on the shelf, and they sold like hotcakes. So, I mean, clearly they're popular.
Yeah,
I
but
just
I
noticed you're standing rather than sitting. And
I
these
st-
chairs,
yeah,
these
so-
chairs these chairs suck.
I sat for the first episode, and I'm not doing that for the second one.
But yeah, no, I think that the that Underglow I'm not as sure about as I am with body kits. Body kits I know will. Underglows I think one of those things where maybe.
For a car show that has like a light theme, like Light Up the Night, I get it.
Yeah.
Sure, throw it on there. But like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. My thing is, so I was taking photos.
Because, like, with the underglow and all that stuff, a lot of the times when people do it, they don't do it well enough.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of like
yeah, the insulation quality matters a lot too, and I do like that the
It's the same thing
LED
with body
stuff is
kits.
so cheap and good now because it used to be really expensive. It used to be
Yes.
huge, so it was hard to hide.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really fragile. So I mean, it's improved dramatically.
We should also note that body kits making a comeback are because it's only the expensive ones coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of distilling and improving,
Yes.
but there's also people that are doing it the wrong way, like the white
Yeah.
Supra.
it's just
Like, let me just crank this on maximum strobe and then
so-
zip tie it to my rocker
let
panel.
me describe this white Supra. It had rainbow underglow that was static,
and
and you
zip-tied.
could see every zip tie, and then its headlights were halos in red, white, and blue that
Patriotism.
were flashing. It was
Incredibly
so
bright.
bad.
And also, that car just was so clapped. Super sunk, just terrible wheels. It had like some nasty vinyl cut Supra lettering on the front bumper.
Yeah.
Just
And,
it was.
we walked up to it, and you're like, I hope it's not a manual
Like,
turbo.
that better be an automatic NA car.
And
And
I
then
looked
Jana
up,
looks in, it's a manual. And then I look at the front, there's an intercooler. I'm like,
yeah, I
shoot.
had to look into the windshield because everything else was too tinted.
pretty tinted. Yeah.
Yeah. What I will say, that was the only one. Well, it's like that, and there's that 350Z, but there's only two cars I was like kind of about. Everything else is really solid. There's
Yeah.
that Midori green EK hatch was really nice. There was a black EG Civic DX.
Oh yeah.
It had what wheels were they? Oh, Regamasters on them, and a spoon exhaust, which is a very expensive exhaust. It's like Deanon price, but on a Honda.
Dynan.
Yeah, it's Dynan exhaust price, new, but on a Honda. Like, it's just unbelievably expensive. And it was on a base model, so at first I was like sitting there, I'm like, okay, that's
People spend money wisely.
like weird, and then I realized that was a fuel economy. Or no, it wasn't DX, it was a VX, I think. I know this was a fuel economy one, and the fuel economy one was a super cheap one, because that one was actually wired to have VTEC on it, but it used EVTEC, which kept the valve, or one of the intake valves, almost completely closed at idle, and then went to normal cam lobe. Anything over that. That's how they use VTEC for the fuel efficient ones.
That makes sense.
And that's how you got 50 miles per gallon. But what you can do with that is you can easily rewire it or put in a different head and ECU, and then you suddenly have a sleeper. And noticing that spoon exhaust, I'm like, that's actually really cool. And the actual
probably been
wheels
worked
and
over a little bit.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like seeing that something that's just branded as like a 325, like just base model, and then you look at it, it's got like all the performance parts on it.
I also want to mention Spoon went out of business.
No, they didn't.
Oh.
No, they didn't. The Spoon's still around.
Never mind.
No, what were you gonna say though?
Well, I remember like a while ago, like a warehouse shut down or whatever, and so it's really hard to get parts. But,
So Spoon, they very quickly discontinued their parts.
Okay,
Spoon
so
and
that's
Mugen,
what's going on.
Spoon and Mugen discontinued their parts as soon as the car is discontinued, almost.
Okay.
Unless the part sells massive quantities constantly, like, which doesn't really happen. If they have basically 1 month of down sales, they axe the part.
Okay.
Yeah, because their warehouse space is very minimal. Yeah, very minimal.
Well, it makes sense.
Well, Spoon's entire building is like the size of this garage, and that includes warehouse space. So they have no extra
so
space.
they're smaller than.
Yeah, so that's a very
performance.
way smaller,
Okay.
way smaller. MA Performance, like to get a shop that big in Japan, HKS is as big as MA Performance physically.
Okay.
That's how small Japanese tuning shops are.
Sure.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so that was there. I thought that one was really cool. There's that gray Spoon Integra that I really liked.
Yep.
With the JDM front
The
end.
right-hand drive one.
Yep, and then the
The 5th gen.
there's that black one too with the keys steering wheel and the Mag Blue T37s.
Yep.
Would you say that you like spoons?
I got a thing for spoons. I like to spoon.
Okay.
Spoons are good.
Big spoon or little spoon?
Both are good.
Being the little spoon's cozy.
Okay.
I'm just trying to picture the logistics of this going on, but no, never mind.
It doesn't work very well.
Okay, I was gonna say like there'd be a lot of like cold air flowing around. Like,
Was there anything that like really drew your eye at that show?
He likes. I'm not the big spoon in that situation.
the only thing that I found particularly interesting at the show this time was that twin turbo manual SRT10.
Did you see the Z32?
Yeah.
That white one?
Yeah,
That one was
very clean.
super
I
clean.
just-
I like that a lot. The fact
Most of the surviving cars are really clean these days.
that one just had a lot of really good error correct mods.
Yeah, and a lot of JDM stuff too.
Yeah, that was a really really good
That was, like,
Z32.
full Fairlady spec and
I
all that
think
kind of stuff.
if I ever see a Z32 that's in even reasonable like modded condition, I am a lot happier to see that because
most aren't these days.
they are so difficult to maintain.
It's like E36s and E30s. Like all the bad ones are in scrapyards.
Yeah, they're
now,
all done.
So.
All the bad ones are gone.
Aaron
now.
has parted out all of the garbage ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a pretty cool car. I'm trying to think of anything that wasn't a Honda that I really liked there.
I mean, the high caliber car.
Yeah.
I don't really care about regular stuff that much. Like there was a super clean second gen TSX with some JDM stuff on it. That was kind of cool, but
That one didn't do it for me. Jana expressed that correctly. There's an A86 in the parking lot that was really rad.
cool. There was also a manual FJ Cruiser in the parking lot. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like that. That's pretty
I
nice.
saw an FJ Cruiser driving there, and he was driving an absolute dick. I'm like, that looks like, I wonder if that's Eric. And
Nope.
then he got out of the car.
Nope. No, I was driving it very sedately.
So speaking of Toyota, A86s,
Okay.
those have some really ridiculous pricing, don't they?
Yeah, I do.
Remember that one
That would not be on
time
that Haggerty list.
You found one that was listed not
As a
an-
Camry,
Yeah,
it was
as a
listed
Cam-
it was an 86 A86,
Yeah.
very very rusty. Listed as a 96 Camry, and I called him up, and the lady's like, "I'm sorry, I already sold it." The person, I heard it driving away. She was outside, she's on speakerphone, and I say to her, I go, I was so mad. I go, I just want you to know that was not a Camry at all. I was about to just take you for all your worth was, and that was an E86 GTS. And even in its current condition, it was worth $3,000, and you just sold it for $300. I hope you're happy with yourself. I slammed the phone down. I was so angry.
Was it a cell phone or a landline?
It was a cell phone.
Did it break?
No,
Okay,
that's
good.
I went, ah!
It was a brick. It was a couple years ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
But anyway, E86s have nothing on Starlets. This one is
I like
absolutely...
those wheels.
Yeah.
They're very star shaped.
Yeah,
and I like star shaped.
They're called
wheels.
SSR Star Sharks.
Oh, cool. I like those.
But anyway, so this is a car. This is Eric from JDM Legends.
Yes,
You met Eric.
I know, Eric.
Yeah. So this car is in primer. That's why it looks the way
Yeah,
it does.
I was about to say I'm not a fan
There's-
of the color
No paint on this car
whatsoever.
at all. But there's
But
also
it has
no rust.
stickers on it.
Yeah. But there's also no rust either.
No rust.
It's got a lot of really cool stuff. The mirrors are off of a Hakoska.
Okay.
Let me just. Oh Jesus, Eric. I need you to scroll down.
Here, I got it. Right.
I got it. I got it.
No,
Seven-
Brian,
I'm gonna
I
do
got it. No, here, let me
No,
do it.
I got it. There, because now I can scroll. Okay. Anyway, so he's got these really cool handmade stainless steel bumperettes that cover up where the bumper holes are. Custom mirror and everything.
He yelled at me while you were gone.
a good time to leave the podcast.
Yeah,
No.
no, never.
Well,
But
I have to
anyway,
pee.
so
Sorry.
this primered
We're all
out gray Toyota Starlet that's in modified. It is not collectible at all. It does have a 4AG swap in it. Stop it. Just go down
He
for a
was yelling
second.
at me too.
If you look at that, that is $8,500 as is.
Why? It's just in no paint.
Yeah, that's way too much.
a
No,
couple
that's
of
the thing.
stickers.
They don't exist. You can't find them anymore.
Oh.
Because by the time the 90s happened, when drifting had already happened, all of the surviving Starlets either rusted into the ground or been drifted into a wall. Well, this is the
Okay.
very first car to succumb to drift hacks. And the fact you can ever find
Rip.
one. Because that's
That's like a
in
stock
peace.
240SX, but decades
yeah.
different.
But this is the thing. It's a 3-door, 1,600-pound hatchback that's a rear-wheel drive.
Yep.
That's amazing.
He needs to paint it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is
Yeah,
he
primer
never,
is kinda played out.
He never, well, no, he just never got around to it. It was Eric from JDM Legends side project that he's had for like 10 years. He
I like
just
how the
wanted to get
engine's
rid of
running in this picture.
it. Yeah, to show that it
Blurry
runs.
cam gears
But
to show that it works.
yeah, but no, it's a big port 4AG T50 transmission, so it's actually a really cool car. Everything that's been done to it, he's done like really high quality parts on. But to be honest, $8,500, that's price.
too much.
That's price to sell for these. That's how the market is.
Still too much.
Yeah, these are like if I wanted one really badly, I'm like I'm willing to spend $5 to $6 on one, and everything I could find had the seats hanging on by a thread because the floorboard was so gone,
Sure.
or like the C pillar was pushed in from hitting a wall or something. Like they weren't.
That clipping point was a bit close, eh?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like this comment. Geez, things like this make me realize how fast time flies.
flies.
No.
I remember.
Oh, I'm blind.
Yeah. No, it's his typo, but he should have said FLIES. But yeah, no, this is a very, very cool car. A lot of small things that he did to it. But yeah, that's just if you want to see a ridiculous market, and this will sell, guarantee it.
Oh, I'm sure. I have no doubt.
Yeah,
It's just one of those
it's-
things where I'm like, come on. Really?
Yeah, it's just it's so insane for what it is, and it's just like you can't find anything else. If you're looking for this, this is your option.
Yep.
If you want an 80s hatchback that's rear-wheel drive, you can get this.
Or you could get an 86.
Well, no, I mean a hatchback, not like a wedge-shaped
Whatever.
sports car. But like
Whatever.
the only other thing I can think of is like a Talbot Horizon, which is a racing homologation 2-door version of the Dodge Omni.
Yeah.
But like those are even more
No,
expensive.
the Horizon is the.
The Talbot Horizon.
Oh.
Yeah, the 2-door French one. But anyway, so that was my little topic there. That was just I thought it was insane. Also, it's got like custom bumperettes on the end of it. It's a lot of cool stuff.
Well, I was going to assume since that was in the 80s, right? It probably had giant crash bumpers on it.
Oh, they
I'm
were
sure.
disgusting looking. They were just the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
Well, maybe we'll add that to the list of cars that looked really, really terrible with crash bumpers then.
Yes.
From 2 weeks, last week.
I
All
need
right,
to stand
I want
up
to talk
this
about something a
space.
little bit bigger and a lot newer. And
Whoa.
really, I only picked this because it was a story that was the most interesting on the websites I look at today. So, this is a Mercedes.
The Hyman. Oh, Hymer.
Wow.
Oh, it's one letter away.
It is one letter.
Yuck. Why?
It's like
I don't know. It's German. I thought
like
they were
a
being
missing
weird.
comma in a sentence. It could save a life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
So-
only that. It's R and N.
So
It's
the
so close.
newest vintage Sprinter, which is out now,
Mm-hmm.
is going into the knife with a lot of people. I mean, there's like coach builders for camping stuff.
Yeah.
So if you want an RV and you don't want an RV, which should be everyone,
Yes.
you get something like this, which is a converted van that's got a pop-up tent top.
An
Peek
Overlander,
this
man.
top
Oh
gear.
yeah, I mean, I don't even know if this thing's all-wheel drive, but it is lifted, big tires. Like it looks like it could get places without any
Looks
issue,
lots of fun.
It reminds me of Jurassic Park World.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a little bit different scale.
Where
You
they had
mean
all the
Jurassic
Mercedes?
World?
Yeah, whichever one. The one where they had
World
the,
Park Jurassic.
Yeah.
The one where they had the
one.
Mercedes MLs.
That was number 2.
Yeah.
So that
number
was
2.
Jurassic Park.
That was Jurassic Park something. I don't actually remember.
It reminds me of that. Anyway, carry on.
Jurassic-
90s.
But yeah, anything that's got a pop-up tent top, especially one that's hinged on the front like that, that's pretty
Yeah,
neat.
it's and the way the sun and light shines through it is really pretty. And
Yeah,
cool
I should
and
go
neat.
to the interior pictures too, because this thing's actually like pretty dang solid. I don't know what I just did there. Windows and I just don't get along.
No.
So I don't know where they just drove this thing randomly out to shoot photos of it, but it's parked next to some aquifer.
The interior looks
Aquifers
amazing.
are underground. It's
Fine,
like
like
Body of
body
water.
of water. There's that stick axle.
oh, and you can open the top. That's cool.
It's got bed liner, fender liners, so you know it's
Yeah.
good.
This is great.
It's very high quality, and of course German, like you said. So
Yes.
BASF.
Oh,
But yeah, check that out.
This glass is amazing.
Yeah, it's got like
It's
curtain wall wraparound windows. Got a really,
wood
it's like teak
paneling.
decking. It's like a white '80s couch.
Linen couch.
This
This
is
This is
amazing.
right up Ryan's alley as
This
far as
is-
styling is
Oh,
concerned. There.
that's pretty.
This is much more Gianna styling, but yeah.
Well,
this
whatever.
Is,
Yeah,
this
for
is
the most
great.
part,
Look
yeah.
at these stairs.
Right to go up into
I
your sleeper
love
tent top thing.
this.
It's all storage.
How much am I paying for this exact one?
One
'Cause
second,
I
pause.
need it.
That
Look at
kitchen's lovely.
Oh.
the subway tile kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
And
freaking
A
cute.
rotating cap.
I was gonna say, and a rotating driver's chair.
Oh my
But it's like,
goodness.
look how practical this is, and it's a
This
van.
is great.
Mercedes
want
just
this.
gets me.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is Hymer.
Hymer took a Mercedes.
But yeah, we can't
and
buy
made
it until 2025, and they haven't announced
Aw.
pricing. It looks like, but I
Aw.
would guess that.
Six
Well, okay, what
figures.
would you imagine that'll
figures.
sticker out at?
Easily.
Easily into the 6 figures, yeah. But like, what do you think? Like 110, 160? I bet it'll be like
I'd say
110.
I will.
130.
Okay.
One-
I will buy it.
Because that
How,
one, no,
Jana? How?
actually no, it's gonna be more 130.
I will.
I don't think it'll be more than
figure
130. But
away.
I'm gonna say 145 because
well, the base vehicle is pretty expensive. Like
Yeah.
a brand new
Thinking.
long wheelbase Sprinter, especially with like the lift on it and things like
'Cause
that,
basi-
you're
when
looking
the-
at 70
well
grand.
when
for that.
when you price it out, you price out the MSRP plus the conversion kit.
Right, but
And
like
that conversion
a
looks
really
amazing.
good conversion's probably like 60 grand, so 110, because you're paying 50 for the vehicle and the lift.
I'm just saying about the curved windows, stuff
The
like that's
curved
gonna be
windows
expensive.
are
But it's still the size of a van,
gorgeous.
so and I agree it's extremely high finish quality, but you think
I
dollar
think
per
I
square
think I
foot.
think the 130.
Okay, all
yeah,
right.
130
Well, we'll
is-
see. If I find the pricing later on in a couple of years from Hymer, I will drop it in the podcast.
Hopefully
Hell
they'll be
yeah.
able to do it based off of the American homologated body.
And hopefully by then I will be able to afford something like that.
Because I just want to let you know that Ford makes the Big Nugget.
The Big Nugget.
What do you
The
mean?
Big Nugget is
Chicken
Ford's
nut-
camper.
Chicken nuggers?
Wait, it's actually called the Big Nugget.
Yeah, by Ford. The Big Nugget.
It's not a nickname we've created.
No,
It
they
should
have-
be.
They actually have two of them. They have the Ford Nugget and the Ford Big Nugget. Now, if you can
Okay,
just
so we're gonna call it the Chimkin Nugger.
Oh yes, please.
This is
Chimkin Nugget.
the inside is the Big
Hey,
Nugget.
Very similar.
Yeah, and if we scroll down,
A little
look
more
at the
utilitarian, but
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Autoblog's all on the van stuff today.
Yeah, just click on the,
Alright, you want the
other way,
outside one?
outside, so people can
Oh,
see
look
what
at
the
that
Big Nugget
cooker.
looks like. Yeah,
I like it.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
that's really.
that's a big transit.
I told you it's a Big Nugget. It's a high roof version.
Why
of
do they
the
call it a
Nugget.
nugget?
Because it's Europe.
But Europe started the transit name.
I know, and here we go. It's called the Nugget.
Okay, I mean, I like the name.
They're trying to market towards us millennials
They call things Nuggets.
because we love chicken.
Oh, Chimkin Nuggers.
nuggers.
They should have called it the Nugger.
Yeah.
Although I
That would be
suppose
really bad. That's you're one letter away from a terrible word.
Oops. Yeah, but it is. Oh, yeah, you are one letter away from a correct spelling of
Of
Hymer?
Hyman. Yeah, Hyman.
Hymer.
That'd be terrible. It'd be really bad. Because you can say Hyman. You can't say that
I drive
other
a
word.
Ford Nugger.
No. Don't even go that far. Anyway.
A Chimkin.
So the Ford Big Nugget, it's basically the perfect Ford camper van. This van makes enough power to get in trouble doing just about anything.
Is this available with the EcoBoost?
Yes.
Then yes, it does.
Yeah, it's EcoBoost. It's fast enough to get into trouble, and then on top of that, you have all the stuff that you'd ever want to go camping in with it. It's amazing. This is the successor to the Eurovan. This is what the Eurovan should be.
Yeah, because this is rear-wheel drive.
Yes, and since this is made by Ford, they don't give it to us because Ford hates America.
Yep, they took all the good stuff and just...
Yeah, Ford, they didn't help in World War II. They didn't help with anything else. They don't like Jewish people.
Yeah, they're very anti-Semitic.
Yeah, Ford sucks.
You gotta give them some Nazi wheels.
This is not nearly as good as the Hyman. It's likely the same price.
The Chimkin Nugger is not as good as the
It's got a
Hyman.
great name. Yeah, but,
the Chimkin Nugger is a pretty good van,
The
but this
name-
is not nearly as good as
Yeah.
the Hymer.
No.
but they already have the custom Nugget and the Nugget Plus, and this is the Big Nugget.
That's so cool.
So
Nugget
if
Plus.
you click on custom Nugget,
Nugget Plus.
I love this.
yeah, these are great names.
They do kind
This
of look
black
like
one,
nuggets.
the black one is
African-American,
the
please.
Nugget. Yeah,
Okay.
then the blue one is the Nugget Plus.
Okay, the Nugget Plus is like, it's got like a Star
It's a
Trek
hybrid.
More
shuttle
like a
on the top of
whale.
it.
Yeah, it's a high roof.
Eee, look at that Westy top though.
Yeah, this one is actually helped designed by
Oh my
Westfalia.
goodness, it says Nugget on the outside.
It's
of
called
it.
a Nugget. I'm not lying. It's called a Nugget. Yeah, it's great.
I would rather go camping in the Hymer.
Then the Nugget. Yeah, but I
Yep.
think the Nugget's gonna be a lot cheaper. Than
Yeah,
the
this
Hyman.
looks like it would cost you like 55 grand or something, just ridiculously
I'd
cheap.
probably say 75 because the
Yeah.
Eurovan campers were 55 back in the 90s.
Oh jeez.
But I mean, this is a thing. This would be perfect. America needs something
Can't
like
help
this.
but notice that this is an automatic.
Yeah, I know, but this is something America needs, and of course Ford's not gonna give it to us. They're not gonna let Winnebago make a version of it, like
Of course
Volkswagen.
not. That would be ridiculous.
Because Volkswagen, they made the Westie, but if you wanted one with a kitchen, you had to get the Winnebago. And the Winnebago one in America had a kitchen, had all stuff because it was already sold in America
Yeah.
as a panel van. And then they would just modify it from there. So it already passed its crash test by the time you added all that stuff.
Sure.
So the Ford Nugget, they just need to let Winnebago make this exact thing.
The Ford Nugget turns you into an active hipster couple.
Yeah.
Just
Well-
so you know from this
I just need to
advertising.
get
Look how
some
much. Look
tunes.
how much more not single this guy is over Corey.
Yeah. I think he just needs whatever brand boots those are. She's in Timberlands, but you need to roll up the cuff
Probably
of your
Doc
jean.
Martens or something.
No, those aren't docs.
TV show. My Nana watches that.
Anyway,
Anyway, the Nugget is a great name.
yeah,
And
this
a
is
probably a
Nugget.
better bargain.
better value for
And
money.
you could buy it now.
Yes.
Well, actually, we can't buy it because we don't get anything good. But
You could buy this in Europe.
people in Europe could buy this now, and, you're
Ford
going to have to wait 4
but
years
you
for the
shouldn't
Hymer.
buy it. You should buy the Hymer because Ford hates America.
Yep, and the Hymer's based on German stuff, which means it's good.
Actually, this one kind of looks like a gigantic Ford Fiesta.
I like
It
it.
And
looks
it's
like
really
a Buffalo
cute.
Chimkin Nugget.
Yeah,
It does.
I was about to say.
I wonder
that.
if they call the orange one the Buffalo Chicken.
Buffalo.
I bet there's like a Buffalo
Chimkin
edition,
Nugget.
or like Buffalo Orange. It's probably the paint code.
Oh my God! And you get with white and the white and blue interior is called
People,
blue cheese.
please market to millennials more with nuggets.
They have a
we
brown
make
one called
really
Jerk.
big financial decisions based on completely horseshit stuff like this.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. If I could get a van called a Nugget and all the colors were like buffalo,
Honey
and
barbecue.
Jerk, and honey.
I got like
and,
honey barbecue brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, with a ranch cream interior.
Yes.
like desert dry rub. You just name off of Buffalo Wild Wings
It's
like
a
sauce
really
line.
crazy mica fleck paint job that looks like a dry rub.
Yeah, I
Oh
would
my
buy
God.
that totally.
Hell yeah.
Like I'm not even exaggerating.
Give out free vapes.
I would ruin my life
Ah.
over that. Yeah,
God.
so Ford of Europe has it figured out. Ford of America sucks. Mary Barra sucks. She should go die in a fire. And the only thing I support Donald Trump on is just being a jerk to Ford for no reason. Because they deserve it.
Fair enough.
So I think that's going to be my bombshell, at least. Now on to what we learned. Yes. Jana, what'd you learn?
Well, I've known this for a while, but I recently learned this to somebody.
You learned.
You learned it at them?
Yeah, I learned it at them. South America didn't develop the wheel until much later than the rest of the world because they were heavily reliant on llamas. And
Well-
llamas did a good job, so they didn't need the wheel.
I mean, like horses and pack animals did a good job, but the wheel made it better, right?
Llamas are easier to go through the terrain.
Yeah,
and-
you can't really. If you use a wheel, will roll down a hill. Not a llama unless
I
you tip it
understand.
over.
Well,
And they also
or
ate
unless
it.
slips. Oh, okay.
They
They ate
just-
the wheel. They ate the
they-
wheels.
They,
The llamas ate the wheels.
Jesus.
well, I can go into more detail next week.
All right, yeah. Tell us about more.
Yeah, I'll tell you all about llamas
Jan-
in
Would you
South
like to know
American
more?
civilization.
Jan's gonna give a 1-paragraph dissertation on
Can
Indian
we
culture.
demo how much better a llama works on a step pyramid than it does a wheel?
Yes,
I'll try to get llamas.
we can demo that.
Oh, jeez.
I'll,
We will
I'll
get a llama.
contact
So much
the
llama poop up
Minnesota
here.
Zoo.
Well, we will grab a llama. We will grab a wheel, and we will demo them.
Fabricate a step pyramid.
We will be gone all day or all week because we walking to Chichen Itza in Mexico, in which we will then put a llama on Chichen Itza. We will put a wheel on Chichen Itza and show you why.
Multiple
that's North
demonstrations.
America.
I said Mexico.
That's still in North America.
Did I say South America? I said Mexico.
Yeah, which is in
I
North
said
America.
Mexico.
Yeah, it's in North
I
America.
never said South America.
I don't know if he said South America.
I said
said-
llamas are in South America. They do not
I
have
know,
llamas
but
natively
this
in
is
Mexico.
this is the thing. It's a lot easier to get to Chichen Itza than it is to get to Machu Picchu.
And we have llamas here, so
And
it's probably good in Mexico.
it serves the same thing where you have a bunch of steps and you're basically going up a
you
mountain.
can't climb Chichen Itza.
Says who?
Not with that
Says
attitude.
The Mexican
Yeah, with that
government.
attitude, you can't.
You could do it once. I can almost guarantee it.
Yeah, you
I'm-
can do it once. We just all have to do it all at once. Somebody carries the llama and
I'm
somebody carries the
tapping
wheel.
out.
Tap out Chichen Itza.
Burger, what did you learn?
Oh, I already did it. It was the all high-strength steel in cars is actually colored blue.
Ah, okay, cool. It is now on to me.
Yep. Was mine too quick?
Yes.
That's what she said.
Oh, actually, I learned in Counter-Strike and anything that uses that engine, movement is based off of inertia
Okay.
in that game, not like a command for the character to move forward. It actually in the game engine adds inertia to you. You are an object in that. So when you're playing something like Counter-Strike Go, how your movement works and how your aim works, by stepping left or right, you're actually canceling out the inertia of moving. And so when you're moving forward, if you're serpentining, you're actually more accurate than if you just walk forward in a straight line.
Guess that
Because
makes
you're
sense.
canceling out all of the inertia, and it's basically the same as just standing still.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm actually surprised that the Source engine has anything that in depth in it, but
That's how this. That's why I thought it was like so weird. I'm like, wow,
'cause, I
really?
mean, that's been around for 15 years.
Yeah. Well, I should say CS:GO.
Right, but Source engine.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the way it works. And I think that it was a really interesting way because that's when they were first doing a lot of physics-based stuff.
Sure.
And so I think that's why it's like that is they were making people move physically. So with physics by adding inertia to the object.
It's definitely better than the engine that Fallout's based on.
Oh yeah.
We can't actually put NPCs in here.
Fallout
Or,
76.
no, vehicles. That's what it was, vehicles.
In
Corey
Fallout
said,
76?
yeah, in order to have a moving vehicle. What was it, Corey? Like a hat? He's not around, but yeah, I think that.
Fallout stuff.
Come up here.
I don't remember how they got vehicles into Fallout now.
Oh, Fallout 3?
Oh yeah, Fallout, whatever, yeah.
They had an NPC wearing a train for a hat.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah.
That was how
So
the
in
trains
order
worked.
to get the vehicle, there's a person wearing a hat, which is a locomotive.
They run really fast.
Yeah, really-
Oh.
so yeah, there you go.
What was the name of the NPC? Locomotive Joe?
He likes to run trains on people.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
Go
He
away,
likes to
Corey.
run trains on people. All right. Well, take your 24-hour clock back downstairs.
Why didn't they just
Yeah.
use it? Why didn't,
Take your sex tourism out of here.
why didn't they just
We force
use
him
it?
up here, then we force him downstairs.
Why didn't they just use it like horses are used?
I don't know. I'm not a game developer, Ryan.
But like it's the same
We need
engine
a
as
game
Skyrim, and there are
developer.
horses in Skyrim and
It's probably an
dragons.
NPC with a hat.
That's a really trash engine.
Yep, really garbage.
Todd Howard, come on.
It's been modded into Oblivion, not the game Oblivion, but
Well, actually, no, literally, Skyrim has been modded into Oblivion.
Since Morrowind.
what?
They've been using the same game engine since Morrowind in 2003.
All
That
right,
makes
well,
sense then.
Morrowind, yeah.
So
fine.
we should also note that Skyrim has actually been modded literally into Oblivion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's a mod that is the entire game of Oblivion in Skyrim.
Great.
Fun.
There you go. There's something you
We
really
learned
learned.
Sweet fun
a lot of
facts.
things this week.
I'm really glad that the audio recorder held out. I gotta figure out what's going on though.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.